grabs this tray, minimum 10 pounds. And not just this, check out what they call garlic bread. This is the mother of all garlic bread. And of course, with all the seafood, you need a couple bags of lemons that they gave me. And this is giving me all this habanero hot sauce. And as I'm talking, I'm smelling the garlic. I'm smelling the ginger spice.
All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I got it. All right. Wait, back in a bit, Metro.
Well, the more.
Whoa, little late to the party, guys. Hold up. I gotta get situated. Ugh. Whew. Man, busy day today. Can everybody hear me? Yo, what's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Everybody on? Sorry, had to get a little situated, and I accidentally put like a poll or something. But we could definitely get started, man. Well, actually, let's wait a little bit longer. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to come in to chat, and then we'll see what's going on. But whew. Can everybody hear me? Nice, cool. Audio's good. What up, everybody? What's going on, guys? Still getting, like I said, still getting situated with my new laptop. So you know, let's hope that everything is fantastic, bro. Let's hope that everything's good, man. How's everybody doing today? I know it's been, I mean, I feel great because it's a long weekend. Third day that I have off technically because I had Thursday and Friday off, and today made some made some nice money over the course of the last couple of days. So I'm pretty happy about that. And so far so good, man. So far everything's pretty good. You had Crow close a weaker bear day, which I'm pretty happy about too. How many words per minute you type, Tony? I don't know, dude. I don't anal prolapse. I don't know, man. I don't know how many views. I don't know how fast I can type pretty quickly. I can type pretty quickly. I'll tell you that. I don't know how fast, but you know, I definitely think I'm probably better than a lot of other people and stuff, man. So definitely type pretty quick. Tony, kiss me, bro. I, I I could if I would, man. I could if I would. You was right about them SOS puts. I hope they played out, man. I hope they played out for you, bro. Thanks for the Anchor recommendation. It's been moving. Yeah, Anchor's been doing really well, man. Anchor's been doing really well. Let's uh let's give it a little bit longer. Today's video is actually dedicated. Um this was actually supposed to be a private live, to be honest. It was just gonna be for my Patreon members, but I'll go ahead and still make it because I forgot to make it private, but um I'm gonna be today. I'll be teaching you guys, how to forecast, how to use support and resistance on the stochastic, and then also um, how to properly set up your trend lines, basically, or how to spot trend, essentially, right? Um, so I want to give it a couple more seconds to see if there's anybody else that joins on because we currently have around 16 people, which is fantastic. I want to see if anybody else comes on, and I don't want to start too early, and then have a bunch of people miss out. Um, but today's video, I'll try to make it quick. I'll try to make the forecasting, the support and resistance on the Stoke, and then also the what is it again? The trending the trend lines and how to spot trends and stuff. I'll try to go over that relatively quickly, and then after that we can focus on other things. But um, definitely we'll do that first. So if always gotta stop from my boy, always learning. Dude, thank you, dude. Danny, every single time, bro. Every single time I go live, Danny's always dropping something, man. I always gotta appreciate Danny, bro, and I really hope that you're making money to be giving me super chats every single time I go live, bro, because you always drop in a couple bucks here and there. So I got big shout out to Danny for always being on live and always giving me always dropping the super chats, bro, because he's always every single time, dude, every single time, like every single time I go on live, he's doing super chats and stuff, man. So thanks, bro. All the time, man. He always does something all the time. Um, but we'll start, right? I mean, what do you say? Yep. You. You hooked it up with Anchor. Yeah, I mean, I like Anchor, man. Anchor's been doing really well. I think Anchor's been doing super good lately, but it hasn't closed how I want it to, right? It hasn't closed how I want it to. So I like Anchor, but I'm just waiting for it to do a little bit better. Um what I think about the COVID variant news, I think it's gonna get worse. That's probably me just playing biases because I have TOT calls, but I think it's gonna get worse. I think it's just a start. Um, Generally, I am pretty optimistic about certain things. Whoops. Generally, I'm pretty optimistic about certain things. But I feel like the sell-off that happened with just recently, has been super weird. And while I don't know a lot of the information from the new variant and stuff, we'll use this chart right now, right? So remove everything. While the new variant is, I think it's called like B.1.15.19, something like that, something weird. Um, while I think see, I set up a lot of what I do based off of the market sentiment, and the market had a major sell off this previous week, right? Especially when the news came out. Um, so it's one of those things where I'm just like, this is weird, right? Like, why would the market sell off this much if it wasn't this big of an issue? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm gonna hedge a little bit just to be sure, but um, I think there's gonna be a little bit more FUD or bad news around the market. So I would not be surprised to see more bad news, this weekend. And continuing bad news over the next coming weeks and stuff. But you know what? We'll talk about that later. I think for right now, what I'm going to be doing is actually starting talking to you guys about what I'm supposed to talk to you guys. Um, Bro, look into persistence built on the Cosmos ecosystem. Persistence? I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Um, but let's start because I do want to have I do want to have the major focus on for today being solely on forecasting price, how to actually get good estimates or a good forecast. Um, and just roughly, how to set up, support and resistance on the stochastic, which is right here, which everybody has access to. For those of you that are coming from Patreon, I'll give you guys forecasting on the reverse MACD. But I'm also going to be adding forecasting just in general, right? We're going to be using the fibs and all that good stuff too. And also, trend lines, how to spot trend lines. I'm going to wing this. I actually, usually I have, um, a notepad that I kind of go by. Like, I write down things before for the video. I'll put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's it, whatever. And that's like the order that I talk about stuff, right? But for now, because I didn't, I was busy all day, right? This is the first time I actually stepped foot in my house since I don't know, like 8 in the morning. So it's been a pretty busy day for me. So I'm basically just gonna wing it right here. And XRP is actually a really good setup for what I'm going to be talking about. So, um, what I wanted to talk about first was, how to set up or how to spot trend, right? How to spot trend, how to set up your trend lines appropriately so that so that you're actually, you're consistently adding them accurately, right? You're not getting your, you're not getting your trend line and you're putting it like this or something, right? You're not doing like this or whatever, right? That's not how you're supposed to do it, right? Um, and I think the easiest way to explain it is, it's really just the way that I set up major trends is low point to the next low point. That's usually how I set it up, or to the next lowest point. So let's say I was looking at XRP, for example, right? Let's look at this chart, right? And I would look at two low points in the market, especially when they're on trend, right? So I would not look at price to the left here, right? We're specifically looking for price action that is on trend. We're not gonna use, you know, we're not gonna use this because this isn't quite on trend, right? It's just kind of sort of trading flat. I mean, there is kind of a trend from here to here, but nothing too major, right? Um, the way that I would actually create a trend is I would get the lowest point, which would be right. Let me get a little drawer for you guys. Where's my pencil? Here? There you go. So it would actually be here, right? This is low point number 1. This is low point number 2, right? So 2 low points, right? And you have the wick right there. You have the wick at 16 cents. So 16617, you have a wick right here, and you have this wick right there. And the way that I would set the first major trend would be according to those two prices, right? So essentially, you have a gap, you have a run up, you create your first low point, and then you stay consistent over right here, right? So this would actually be different, dependent on certain things. So if you actually had price, if price was stopped to like right here, and you only had a chart from March 29th back, then you would set your trend like this, right? And it would go up this way. But because right now we are on this chart and we have the first bottom right here, second low point right here, that would be your first major trend right there. So you would grab you go all the way down to the wick. Keep in mind, I do not use trends on candle. I use trends on the close or the open. I use trends on the wick. That's where I start, on the wick. I go to the right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that this line is hitting the most bottom portion of the wick, right? You barely want to touch it, right? You want to touch the very, very tip of it. So right here, you don't want to go like this, where it's like up here on this candle. You want to go all the way like this, so it's actually like barely touching it, right? And that's how you would create your first trend. Generally, this is already going to be your very first trend setup, and this is, it's not really, I wouldn't really call this I wouldn't really say that this would be considered a bullish trend. It is bullish, right? Because you're on bullish trend, but it's really, you're just kind of trading up, right? So this is just a regular trend structure. That's it. And that's the easiest way that I can put it, is you just have, first bottom, second lowest price, first lowest price. You get your line, put it at the bottom of the wick, and make sure that the line is barely touching that bottom wick portion. There you go. That's your trend line. Pretty easy. Um, the easiest way to actually, detect whether you're in a bullish or bearish trend is, this is gonna sound really stupid. But look at the chart. I mean, it's gonna sound really dumb, but I usually use the weekly um to determine trend, right? So if we are right now on XRP, what is your immediate guess, right? You would say, oh, you're bullish, right? You've been trading up for the last, since December of 2020. You've been slowly trading up, right? And then you would set up your trend line here. You would set it up to right there, and obviously you're in an uptrend, right? We'll do something random like, you know, uh, I don't know, what is Nifty Bank, whatever the hell Nifty Bank is, right? Again, Nifty Bank. What's your general trend, right? If you're looking at the weekly, right? What is this, right? What is your trend? Like, where is your trend? You're obviously bullish, right? You've been bullish. You have a nice little sell off right here, but technically you're still bullish, right? In a case like this, um, where you have like two low points like this, you would actually use the second low point, because if you actually wanted to create trend, you set it up like right here. You would have a trend like that, right? Where you actually want to hit the bottom of this wick. You don't want to do that, right? See, because the trend is unrelated to the actual to the price action, right? So what ideally want to do is use that second endpoint right here, and again you want to touch this part right here. You want to touch this wick right there, right? So you're going all the way up, you're touching the wick right there. That's basically what you're doing, right, right there, right? And that's gonna be your first major trend, right? First major trend. Now we can go into talking about. Well, actually, you know what? I'll stop and do like a Q&A to see if this is kind of um to see if everybody's understanding this. Um, but does anybody have any questions so far about like how to create trend, how to spot it, basically? Because that's kind of, that's like the major key point of trend lines and trend spotting. That's really it. No questions, nothing. All right, well, we can move on, man. Because if you guys don't have any more questions about trend spotting, I mean, it's pretty easy, right? It's generally pretty easy to spot trend. You really just got to look at the chart. you really just got to look at the chart and just look at price. If price is continually gradually going up, you're in a bullish trend. If it's not, then obviously you're not. You have bearish momentum, right? Um, right now. So the second portion right now, and another easy way to spot trend is also using the MAs. So I have the 50 MA over the 200. Generally, that would mean that you're in an uptrend. But even here, right? You have that full cross of the 50 over the 200, which means you're in an uptrend. But watch, even here, why I don't like using the 50 over the 200 really is because it can be extremely inaccurate, right? So you have the 50 cross under the 200, but you actually ended up rallying to the upside, right? And it's one of those things where I can't. It's very unreliant on the way that it's not accurate a lot of the times, right? Um, you can have the 50 be above the 200 MA, and a lot of the times you're trading down for a while. And see, I mean, you have this major sell off right here on the weekly, and the 50 is still over the 200. It's delayed, right? The 50 and the 200 are delayed. So I personally I do like using this for divergence, but to actually determine the trend, I think it's pretty, I think it's pretty unstable in the way that the 50 and the 200, yeah, they're great to see and they're great to use for divergence, but as far as to actually look at trend, it's not going to work for you guys, right? It's not going to work as well as everybody thinks it is. Um, so now we can move on to micro trends. Micro trends are actually supposed to be on the lower time frame. Major trend, I usually add them on the weekly or daily, and then micro trends, you actually end up putting them more so on the 4 hour and under usually. So right now we have our first major trend right here, right on the weekly. This is our first major trend, right? First major trend is right here. You have the first bottom portion of the price, and then connecting it is going to be the second lowest point, and then that's going to be your first major trend. This is on the weekly, right? Micro trends are when you actually go in a little bit deeper. So let's go on the daily, right? We can go on the daily, and as you guys can see, there are definitely signs of being in a micro trend right here, right? This is basically kind of it. So there's a lot of you can kind of see that there's kind of a trend going on like this, like that. You can kind of see it like right here. Um, in cases like this, like you do want to get the first low point again. So you would grab your trend line again, grab your first low point, and you would hit the bottom of this wick right here. Bottom of this wick, right? You go all the way over here. It's at the bottom of the wick, right, right there. Oops, did it not click? Oh, too far, I guess. So right there. This would be your first micro trend right here. Whoops. That's your first micro trend, right? Bounce, bounce, sort of bounced off here. Then you kind of stayed consistent to the upside. So right now, when price comes down to this first trend right here, um, maybe, we could expect something like a continuous drop down here and then a run to the upside. Or if this breaks, more than likely you'll go down, retest trend to the upside, and then drop all the way down to that major trend right here, right? So this is how you set up certain trades where if trends get broken, that's where you end up taking certain trades, right? This is where a lot of you swing traders come in and stuff like that, right? I'm a swing trader myself. So that's a lot of what I do as far as like trend. Um, we can use a different chart to set up even further micro trends, but I hope you guys are getting kind of the idea of how to spot these trends. It's usually the first major point of price on the low end, and then you kind of run that up against the second major point. That's usually how trends are going to work. See, there you go. Let me actually extend this for you guys a little bit, right? So you do have major trend, major trend. And then you have like small trends, like micro trends, like right here, like this portion, right? You have a micro trend like right here, like right there, right? That's kind of a micro trend, like right there. There's your second micro trend, right? So you have major trend, and then your micro trend is like right here. You bounced off major trend right here, You ran up, you stayed consistently bouncing off microtrend. More than likely, XRP, because it broke trend, you might see something like a retest of, I don't know, like $1.07 before you drop again down here, right? But you're still on major trend. So these would be your two biggest micro trends, or your two biggest trends on the XRP chart right here, right? Does that make sense to everybody? How to create, how to create trends and stuff? Uh, I feel like, if people are, you know, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's not very hard to understand. Um, it's very easy to tell whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Um, and then from there, the trends are pretty easy. It's your first low point, your second low point, and then you basically run it. You run the line on trend, and then if you want to do micro trends, you just go down to a lower time frame chart and you look at lower trends, right? So because I don't think it's that hard. We'll skip ahead, but I'll give you guys. I just want to give you guys just like one or two more examples of what it actually looks like on a live chart. Let me see. Where is FX? I need to sort. I need to filter this by FX. Why can't I filter this? North America. Oh wait, what did I do? Sources. I'm trying to do Middle East, Asia Pacifica. There you go, FXM. So we'll use Euro USD, right? So right now we have trend set up on the euro right here. And I mean, as some of you guys may or may not know, I generally trade mostly on, if I am trading, I'm trading on Forex. Been trading Forex for a very long time. I've so many trades on Forex. And let me see if I have a better. Let me see something that actually worked out. I think I did. I think I just closed the CAD JP weight trade. Did I? There we go. So look at that big sell off on the Japanese yen, right? So micro trend, right? There you go. So we're on the 4 hour. Easy micro trend to spot right here. I took this trade right here. It was a 3.75 RR. So I basically risked $1 to make $3. Basically, I risked whatever I risked to make a 300% gain. That's what this chart means. Um, I would have easily taken this trade right here. Actually, no, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have because it actually broke. It actually broke above trend. So I would have not taken that trade at all. Definitely not taking that trade. Damn, that's a huge gap to the. What happened to the yen, dude? What the hell? It's a huge move down in a couple of hours from what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon to, so in 4 hours? Is that really it? Jesus. Oh no, like a full day almost. Wow, that's a massive drop. But um, yeah, that's basically trend. That's very easy to do. I mean, right? I mean, you can look at this, and if you saw this chart and price was like right here, like you would look at it and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is definitely in a downtrend, right? That's what you guys look at. It's very easy to understand. I just wanted to show you guys another quick example of what it actually looks like and stuff. Better teacher than what high school teachers were. Thanks, man. I mean, I'm trying to be a good teacher. I've never really taught anybody how to do anything, so I'm not like the best at teaching people. So if there's any questions that you guys have, definitely tell me and stuff. But this next portion is gonna be just for Patreon members that have access to the reverse MACD, and this is essentially what I do to forecast, right? Um, so what we can look at is, let's look at what's like a random ticker that we can use. All sources. We'll do fuck it. We'll do Ethereum, right? We'll do Ethereum. So when you're on a specific time frame, right? Generally what happens is, you can sort of spot, movements in price dependent on a historical pattern, right? So easy, obviously right here, On Ethereum, you're like on a very easy like spot trend, like run. Look at that. You can probably easily spot trend like right here. Boom, done, right? Um, so what you're trying to forecast is these moves right here. This is what you're trying to forecast. You're trying to forecast how high up this can actually move, right? Oops. So prices right here, you're trying to forecast these jumps like this, right? And when it comes to this, it's relatively pretty easy. I mean, I feel like sometimes, you know, people kind of already know what I do and what I don't do. Um, I'll show you guys here, right? So I'll go to the forecasting tool, forecast, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already kind of know how I do this, but I start at let's say we're looking at just buys, right? So let's say price is right here, and I'm trying to forecast if this jumps, where is it going to go, right? There's a couple ways that we can do this. So if we're forecasting, what I generally do is I grab essentially the perfect entry of what happened like a previous time. So let's go with this, right? Let's go with this bull trigger on October 27th at 21, which is like what, 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock in the afternoon, somewhere right here. So I'll grab this point, right, where it actually closed. It closed on this candle, right? And I'll forecast it from here all the way up to where you see where that green bull trigger is, essentially the perfect sell-off. You would go all the way to that bull trigger right here, and then you would go one step back and you would get that price, right? You would get the highest price that it actually went to. So this is going to be example one right there, right right here. Second is going to be from right here, this candle. I'll do like the middle portion here, like the middle portion of this candle. Again, go to the green bull trigger and then find the highest point, which is right there. Again, we'll do something similar where it's kind of right here from, let's do something that a little bit better. Right here, middle point of the candle, go to where the green trigger actually happened, go back one step and then see what the highest wick was. Right there, right? So you can see from every single example, right? Every single example that we got on the forecast is, we're trying to forecast this, which is essentially a perfect buy on the 4 hour, right here, bottom of the Stoke, bull trigger right here, and we're trying to forecast, wick touch right here. We're trying to forecast what the next run is actually going to be. So what happened last time when you had, stochastic at the bottoms and you had a 4 hour bull trigger, right? You ran up 372, you ran up 441, you ran up 385. So you're going to get all these numbers and get a rough estimate of all of these together. So just by looking at them, I can say that maybe somewhere in the middle is like 380, 390. So you can kind of expect a similar push from right here, right? And then you would run it up from, the same thing. What happened? Middle candle, like right there. Go to the green spot, go to the actual green candle, and then find the highest point right here, right? And while this was actually lower than the rest of them, right? Well, it's actually lower, 372, 441, 385, 335. You still have a pretty good idea of where you're actually going to go. Um, so usually how I forecast is obviously there's like support and resistance here, so there's a lot more that goes on, but this is kind of a general idea of what you can actually do and how you can actually use certain the forecasting tool and historical patterns to determine what's going to happen in the future. It's really just, going back, figuring out what the moves are from here to here. I mean, you can essentially even do just low and high. You don't have to use the reverse MACD. You can do low, high. You can get like a low right here, let's say like here, right? We'll do low, whoops, you know, low, high, we'll do low, high, again, low, we'll do like high, like right there, right? Again, get your general estimate of what everything is, right? So you have moves of 542, 660, 560, 514. Do the same thing, right? Again, low, right here, and then you have your high, like right here somewhere, like right there. Same thing, right? So you're basically around the same range, right? 542, 661, 560, 514, 509, and you have a really good idea of how much price moves, right? At the minimum, you'd probably say that you would have like a 514 move, which is pretty close. You're only about $5 off from that next forecast, from the next bottom to the top that you can probably actually see, right? So it's really just about figuring out what the averages are of all of these and getting like a rough estimate, right? So the first one, 3 days, 2 days, 12 hours, 1 day, 16 hours, 2 days, 12 hours. You can kind of assume that the next run is going to be similar in time, right? So you had this run right here, 2 days and 15 hours. It's not really that far off from every single other time, right? It's pretty close to 3 day mark, 2 day and 12 hour mark, 2 day and 12 hour mark. I mean, you're generally pretty close. You have a really good rough estimate. Again, you're not going to be perfect every single time, and don't expect to be perfect when forecasting. You're always going to have rough estimates, but this gives you a very, very, very good idea of where price can be in a very accurate way of predicting it, right? So you can say, I think price is going to be here in the next 2 days, maybe 3 days or so, and it's going to move like 514 bucks, right? So that's me grabbing minimums. Um, and I would be pretty close, right? It moved $509, 510 bucks in 2 days and 15 hours. If I would have said $510, in 2 days and 15 hours, whatever, and I said, 514 in 2 days and 12 hours, I would be off by 3 hours, and I would only be off by $5 on Ethereum. I mean, that would be a very, very, very good close estimation on how to do your forecasting, right? So that's generally it. That's generally one of the ways that I forecast price. I mean, to me, it's generally already pretty easy just because I do it so much. But I know if you're barely starting, it might be a little bit difficult. But again, I use the reverse MACD on buy and sell triggers. But I mean, really, all you have to do is just grab your low point and high point, right? So low point, high point, and do a forecast, right? So low point, high point, low point like around here somewhere, and then high point around here, and then you do like a low point here, whoops, low point, and then high point, right? And you just get the difference, right? You just get the difference from here to here, here to here, here to here, right? You get the price difference and then you get the time difference. And then when you're trying to predict the move, like that wicks from, the next time it touches the wick, you can get a really, really close estimation on how to actually predict a similar move like this. And you'll get a really good idea on what is actually, on what is actually going to happen, right? So instead of you thinking something's going to happen, you're like, you know what, this is going to happen, in the next 10 hours or so, and you're going to be pretty close at how to estimate certain things. And I hope that really gets, I know it might be difficult for people to understand, but it's really that easy. It really is that easy. Um, so I'll stop there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. But forecasting is not very hard. It's not very hard, man. It's super easy. Um, it's really just using historical movement, historical patterns to kind of forecast what may happen in the future. And then after this, we'll go into using the trending fib and how you can actually use it to forecast trend, and how to use the Fibonacci retracement to forecast. There's already videos that I have going on. Um, so so you guys can go back to my previous videos and do that. Um, and yeah, that's kind of it. But let me look at the chat to see if anybody has any any questions and stuff. Let me see. If it broke trend upwards, wouldn't you think it would kind of trade upwards after? Yeah, I mean, if it breaks trend to the upside, then yeah, it's gonna trade up. Yeah. But I mean, if you're breaking trend up, you're not breaking trend, you're breaking channel, right? So you know what? We'll do this a little bit easier so everybody can understand, right? So we'll go back here, XRP, right? So you have your general trend on XRP right here, right? This is just exactly what we were looking at, except this is a little bit more what is it called? This is a higher time frame, just a way of looking at it. But if you break to the upside, look at what happened here, right? You broke trend to the downside on XRP right here. This is where you broke trend. And what happened? You went straight down this way, right? That's exactly what is going to happen when you break trend, right? That's what's going to happen. You break trend, you go down. But if you break trend to the upside, or I should actually call it a channel, right? If you break your channel, then you're going to run to the upside, right? It's basically the same thing that happens here, but just upwards. So, this would be, I would probably grab price like at the high point, which is right here. You see this peak right here? I would grab price right there, right? And then I would set it and I would connect it to the next high point, which would probably be right here, right? So I'll connect it like right there, right? That would be my high point right there. See that? You see how it's right on the wick? I'm not going under it. I'm not going, above it. I'm going right a little, like barely touching the wick, right on the wick, right? I'm going from the first high price, second high price, and that's basically what I'm doing, right? So what happened here, right? This is what you would call a bullish channel when price is generally just kind of trading, up like this, right? It's generally just trading up. That's what you call a bullish channel, right? You would get the high points, you would get the low points, you would just set your trend line on the bottom, you would set a trend line at the top, and you would basically get a bullish channel right here, right? We'll change this to, I don't know, we'll do green to help people visual. Actually, we'll do blue. I think I like blue better. Colors don't really matter. It's a preference. It's just, it helps you focus better, probably. Something like this, we'll put it to, we'll make the lines a little bit thicker just for you, big boys over here. So what happened, right? You were in a bullish channel. You're trading ever since on XRP, or sorry, Ethereum, ever since October, early October, midish October, you were trading in this bullish channel upwards, right? What happened? You broke trend around this area, you wicked up, and you came right back down, right? Now this exact same pattern can happen to Ethereum if you actually broke to the upside, right? So right now with Ethereum, you broke down like here, you broke channel, and then you went all the way back down, right? So you can get this same exact thing. If you broke here, right? If you broke channel right here, like that, if you broke this, you could have probably came back, retested, and then run up to the upside, right? And you would have a 5K Ethereum today, right? But this is exactly how you create a bullish channel, right? Or, you know, a trending channel to the low side. So again, we can do the same thing right here, right? This is what you call a channel, a bullish channel, bearish channel, same thing. You can do the same thing right here, right? So you get the top point that's closest to this trend right here. Let me see if I can just do this. Can I just do that? We'll do that, right? We'll do this right there. And then we'll use second point. Whoops, did not mean to use that. We use our second point, our first low point, second low point, right? There you go. Second bearish channel right here. I mean, technically, can we move this up a little bit higher? I mean, sure. Maybe do something like this, right? This is essentially your a bear channel, right? When price is just gradually trading down. What happened here? You broke trend, boom, started trading upwards, right? So it's really just about channel. Again, same thing, right? This is a channel, bullish channel right there, right? Bearish channel, bullish channel, right? As soon as it breaks, if you're in a bearish channel here and it breaks this top part of the trend, right? This top part of the channel, this line right here, you're gonna keep continuing up, just like what Ethereum did right here, right? And you're gonna keep trading up on this bullish channel until you either break this channel to the upside or the low side, and then you're either gonna continue down or you're gonna trade sideways. That's usually what happens, right? When you break a channel downward, you either trade down like this, or you trade down and then you start trading sideways, which is exactly what's happening with Ethereum. So now, right now you have a range in Ethereum instead of having an actual channel. Now you have a range. Your range is now this. Your range is now your lowest point on your highest point reached so far, right? So on Ethereum now, let me get this. There you go. So on Ethereum now, what happened was you broke channel downwards. You found the range that you're trading with, and now what you're waiting for Ethereum to do is you're waiting for Ethereum to either break low right here or trade upwards and break here, right? And the next move is going to be possibly somewhere up here, like in the 5K range. I'm telling you guys that right now. It's probably going to run up somewhere there if you break to the upside, right? So that's usually what happens, right? Usually what happens when you break a channel like this is, let me get my little drawing tool, whatever, right here. So, market structure is like this. You go up, down, up, down, up, down, whatever. And then let's say you actually end up breaking this channel. Let's say you have a channel right here, right? This is a bullish channel, right? Let's say you actually end up breaking it down. Let's say you break down. You can either keep running down like this, right? You can keep trailing down, or you break and you start going sideways, right? You go up, like that. So there's two things that can happen when you break a channel. You can either trade violently to the downside and keep this momentum pushed downward, or you trade sideways in a range and then you wait to see if you're going to break up or you're going to break down, right? So this isn't sideways trading isn't bear or bull. It's more of just, the stock or the crypto is waiting to see what happens. And if there's a lot of bull momentum, then it's going to continue its uptrend. If there's a lot of bear momentum, then it's going to trail down, right? And I hope that that's generally a basic idea of what structure is, of what your general basic candle structures are. So I talked a little bit. Oh shit! What did I do? Oh fuck, dude! I think I accidentally turned off my computer for a little bit. Holy crap! Jesus, can you guys all hear me? Can everybody still hear me? I really hope you guys can still hear me. I swear, I like accidentally turned off my computer for a little bit. Turned off my computer accidentally. That was so crazy, man. This is my Patreon. Here, I'll if you guys want access to I gotta plug myself in, man, right? I gotta plug myself in. Here's my Patreon in case you guys I want access to all that good stuff. I'll pin it up here. Here, I'll pin that in case you guys want access to the stuff. You guys can check it in the chat if you want to. Cool. If not, then you don't have to. But I, I gotta get better at, people. I swear, so many people ask me about the Patreon, and I never link it on YouTube and stuff. Um, so I gotta start putting it everywhere. Thank you, Raul, dude, again for the super chat. Always grateful to all you guys, man. I swear, every single time I'm on here, dude, I have a couple people giving me super chats, and I'm just like, I don't even know what I did for you guys to send me money, man. But thank you. I'm not gonna say no to free money. I will never say no. If you guys want to give me $1,000, go ahead, right? Keep sending me money. I'm never gonna say no to free money. But it always feels weird when people give me like a super chat and they're like, "Yo, dude, like here's $5 and stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, it still feels awkward," you know. I'm not I don't feel like a creator or whatever, so it still feels weird. Um, I think the stochastic moves faster than the RSI. Why would you use a stoch and not the RSI as a stoch? The stochastic is a combination of the RSI. It's actually the blue MA that you see on there. That's actually the RSI. What you're actually doing is you're trading on two different MAs. So you're essentially running it on two different. It's like saying you're combining two different RSIs to give you a better understanding of if you have bull momentum or bear momentum. That's kind of really it. So it's kind of the stochastic is an easier way of telling you like, hey, um, there's a lot of momentum to the up because look, if you have just the RSI, right? Here, I'll do this for you guys. So it's a lot easier to understand. Style, we'll just do the K percentage, right? So this is essentially the RSI right here. This blue line is basically your RSI, kind of. Um, what happens with just why I don't like using the RSI is you only get it's a unidirectional line, right? It only gives you information for one side. Um, and the way that it actually reacts is basically the same thing as an RSI. It just tells you, oh, it's overbought, it's oversold. Here's bull pressure, here's bear pressure, right? But once you add the D percentage, right? You have a better understanding of a little bit of a latency of bear momentum, right? So really the D percentage, the little orange bar right here, the little orange line, sorry, not the bar, the line, the little orange line actually tells you like, hey, you know, yeah, the RSI is getting, it's getting oversold, but there's no reason for you to worry yet because there's a lot of selling pressure, so don't get in yet. What the orange line is actually telling you, it's basically saying like, hey, selling pressure is starting to die off a little bit. Maybe it's time to start thinking about, putting in some buy orders instead of being short, right? So as soon as you actually have the blue line crossing over, it's the easiest way that you can kind of understand this is you can assume that the blue line is bull power and the orange line is bear power, kind of like that, where you have an idea of, what, the blue line is over the orange line, the bulls are winning, so there's a lot of momentum push on the bull side. So guess what, I have a bunch of indications saying that, hey, there's way more bull momentum right now, it's time to get into some longs. And guess what, right here, what would we call this on the daily? See, look at this. I don't know, so if you guys are part of the Patreon, I just told you guys this earlier today, right there. Can you guys see that? Right. Well, actually, I think this actually makes it worse, but can you guys see right here? Let me actually make this a little bit darker for everybody. It should be easier to spot. But what did I just tell you guys in the Patreon, right? When you have like a trigger like this, so bull, bear, bull, it gives you a really good indication of what the direction is going to be when it's 3 points like that pretty consistently together, right? Same. This is different because this is you're already overbought, right? That's completely different. So you're looking at being oversold, and you're looking for entry right now. So you have what? Perfect bull trigger, right? Bear trigger, bull trigger again, and then you have like 2 more days of ongoing with nothing going on. So this would have been a perfect entry right here at close, a little bit under the candle at 2921. You would have entered right here, and then you would have had all this moving up to the upside, right? Basically, like an almost, maybe like a 50% gain at least, right? So it's just funny to see it, all the time, right? You see this three little indication like this, these triggers. This means that you have an even better confirmation that price is going to go to the upside. But that's kind of random. That's more for the people who are actually part of the Patreon and stuff. Um, let's go back into the comments, man. Let's go back over here. So we've already gone through how to create, how to spot trends. Very simple. You just look at a chart. Is it going up? You're on an uptrend. Is it going down? You're on an uptrend. We already went over how to create trend lines. Um, Again, start with your major trend line is always going to be on the weekly. If you do not have any data, or if a ticker hasn't been trading for that long, more than likely you're going to use the daily as your major trend, and then you're going to go down one level to the 4 hour, and then you're going to be using that as kind of like a micro trend setup. Um, the second portion of this was using how to forecast, and we went over kind of historic patterns, how to use that. And oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. So let's continue on. Let's continue on with forecasting. Um, Damn crow. Damn, how much is crow down? I don't want to get off topic, but crow. I hope it didn't sell off too much. Crow 70. It's not that bad. 75. Ooh, it's gonna create a bear trigger in 3 hours. So that is kind of, see, right now I would set up you know a nice little downtrend right here, right? This would be your new downtrend because it does look like you've already touched twice. You've already made two peaks, right? We'll make it white so you guys can see it. But you've already made two peaks right here, right? Peak one right there. Peak 2, right here. That's the bad part, right? So if this was up to me, I would more than likely short this. I like Crow. I think Crow's great. I would probably short Crow right now, and it would probably look something like this. I would take a short right here, right where price is right now. I'd set my stop loss a little bit higher. If you guys can see this wick right there, I would set my stop loss a little bit higher than that to not risk all that much. And this is a perfect way to actually give you guys an example of how to forecast using the trending forecast, right? So now we're trending, right? We're now trending downwards. So now we're going to go to our fibs. You're going to use this called the trend-based fib extension, right? You're going to grab the bottom that we created right here. Oh, sorry. You're going to grab the high that was created, which is back here. Grab the high, grab the low, and then grab what we assume is the next high, which is right here. A little bit low, right? Is that the wick? Yeah, right there. Right there. That's what we can assume is the actual high. So unfortunately, I would have, if this was Forex, right? I would take the risk right now, and I would more than likely short Crow. Why isn't it going? Let me get more accurate here. Right, that's fine right there. I would short Crow all the way down to 38 cents. That's, it kind of sucks that I have to say it that way, but that's just kind of how it is right now. Another really solid way to determine what kind of drop we can expect is, again, use the forecast, right? What did you drop last time when you created a perfect 4-hour sell, right? That's essentially what's happening. You're overbought, perfect 4-hour trigger. What happened last time? Perfect 4-hour trigger, you're still under the zero line, and you're overbought on the stochastic. So what is it? High, peak high, right? Go all the way where you actually touched this perfect buy-in right here, and find the lowest point. Lowest point was right here, right there, right? You dropped what? 33 cents, 34 cents basically in a day and 20 hours. So again, peak high, more than likely right here. Let's see, right? Not peak high, but the actual bull trigger, which is right here. So peak high of that bull of the bear trigger is right here. We'll go to the right a day and 20 hours, one day, 20 hours, and we'll go down 33 cents. There you go. And this is why support and resistance is extremely important. Because why? Guess what? If you actually drop what you dropped back here, it perfectly hits support at 43 cents. So by November 29th at around noonish, I would not be surprised to see Crow at 43 cents. And that's kind of sucky because I have a very big position in Crow right now. Um Crow hasn't broke trend. It did already break trend. Crow broke trend a while ago. Crow broke trend back on November 25th. What are you talking about? Crow already broke trend. I mean, technically, you can have like this right here, but it's going to take you to the same. I mean, you might have trend here, maybe, but major trend, it broke it back here. You broke trend on November 21st. That's why you have this drop right here to 65 cents, right? And you're starting to create another trend right here. So, I mean, I would swing this. I would take this trade all day long on the 4-hour right here. I would take this all day long. But I might not take it all the way down to here. I might actually take it to the next order block, which would probably be somewhere like at 69 cents, somewhere around here. But you know, I want to get back into actually let's go to Seawar because I hear that it's oh nice. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that wick, dude. Look, 444, 440, 449. We wicked almost. Look at that. You wicked it up. Nice. Oh, that means that I already got. What was the high here? What was the high? High for. Oh, I already got it. I already made a full 100%. Shit. If you guys don't know, in the Patreon, I mean in the Telegram chat that we have for the Patreon, we've been talking about C War for a while. I already got my full 100%. And more, I had a stop loss at $4.40, which had already hit. So it hit $4.40 at the high, or $4.44. So more than likely, it already my stop loss or my take profit already hit at around 50%. Um, so I already sold 50% of this position, and I took like I think like a grand or two profit. So yeah, good job to me. Or good job to everybody that was in C War. It did pretty well. I'm still holding though. So um 60, we'll do 100, right? Just so I can see everything. But um so kind of a secret that we have on the chat is that you know, I think that C War can hit you do have resistances somewhere around, like you do have some resistances here, but I think that C War can hit $21. And I feel like my Patreon and my chat don't believe me, but I personally think that it can definitely run to the where at the price that it got listed before it ran down. So I think it can hit $21. I don't know if it will. Um as of right now, I'm basically just running on house money. It's all profit on C War. So if it does run at $21, I would make like a couple grand off of this, which I would not complain at all. I think I would make like 10,000 if it runs to 21. So, I would definitely be pretty happy with that. But yeah, holy shit, yeah, Seaward, dude. Seaward's looking good. I closed my 100%, and I'm still holding 50% of it. It's basically just kind of chilling there, so that's pretty good. Damn, get out of Crow then? I wouldn't get out of Crow. I wouldn't get out of Crow. I like Crow. I'm probably just gonna buy more if it dips a little bit on the lower side. Um, so that's what I'll probably do. Crow does look bearish though. I'll tell you guys that right now. Crow does look pretty bearish. Um, right? Look at the 4 hour. Look at the daily though. The daily, right? You just created a fresh bear candle on the daily. So, definitely something to keep an eye on. The hour is where. Yeah, look at that. Look at that cancel, right? See? Watch. So bear, bull, bear. Well, kind of random because it actually went up, which is good. But, bear trigger, you're starting to go down again. So, you know what? I don't know if I would actually think that Crow's going all the way down here. I think I might have overspoke on this. I don't know. It's within range, I think. I think it's within range. Actually, never mind. I don't think I would take this because the hour looks sort of strongish, right? You bounce right off trend. So yeah, I think I spoke too early. I didn't really look at the hour here. Um, yeah, I mean, I think you're on range. I think right now you might be on range, to be honest. Like right here. Whoops. Did I do that? Let me get rid of this. Hold up. Like right here. Boom. Right. So I'd say you're pretty set on range right there. Like right there. That's range here. Actually, let me go a little bit higher to instead of the 2 pixels, so it can be a little bit easier accessed. There you go. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's more on range than anything else. What does a 30-minute look like for those people that are still freaking out? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say it's gonna drop too far, but I mean, I would still say that this is your new bear trend right here. That's your new bearish trend. I would easily say that, right? I would easily say that's your new bear trend right there. So, Crow's got to break above this. We got to break above range. You got to break above trend. You got to break this resistance right here. You got to break the bottom portion of the. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of things that Crow's got to do to keep running to the upside. I'm still holding long term, so I don't really care. But, it's got to keep running, bro. Okay, cool. Where were we? I don't want to get off. I don't want to get off topic too much. Shell's doing okay. 133. I mean, it dropped because it's still in your bullish channel, right? You're still trading in bullish channel. But you did have this does look like a double top though, right there. Double top, like right there. I mean, it did hit profit. It did hit my forecast of 142, 148, 157. It hit all three. It hit all three on forecast. But yeah, I mean, I'd say for Shill, I'm still pretty. I mean, again, I think it's just trading on range, right? You don't really have a lot of downward movement on Shill. I mean, you're still, you didn't break lows, right? You had a low right here. You wicked down, but you actually didn't wick lower than what you had back here back here on November 22nd. So, I mean, I would say that you're still trading on range, right? This is your range for show, like right there. I'd say for right now, you're trading on range for show. I wouldn't really say that, and it's too bad. I mean, the only bad part is that you're actually trading under resistance, which is not very good. Do I even have any resistance or support on show? I don't think I even do. Well, it hasn't been trading that long. See, this is why I don't want to get into this because I don't want to start talking about stuff that I shouldn't have. But you have right, you have resistance right there. Watch, we'll just do this really quick. I hate fuck, dude. I don't want to do any TA. I just want to do the actual video and stuff. We'll do like right there. You have more support resistance right here. Yeah, I'd say that's it. I don't need any more. Yeah, I mean, I'd say you're in a range right here, right? You're in between. You're trading between 1.24 support and 140. So as long as you stay within this, then you're pretty good. But again, I think Shill's doing pretty okay right now. I wouldn't be too freaked out about it. Look, Shill is already showing a weak bear on the day. So it's still bullish channel, weak bear on the day. I would not be surprised to see Shill do something really cool in the next week or so. What about Seawar? Seawar's still running, man. It's still up there. So good on Seawar. Look at that. It's doing another move up. Look at that. Can you guys see that? Look at that nice bullish candle, dude. If it breaks 449, next stop is gonna be $6. I'll tell you that right now. Next stop, I should probably buy back in right now. I should probably buy back in the full position and just leave the $1,000 with me. Fuck, where's my phone? Shit, I don't even have my phone with me. Hold up, hold up. I'm pretty sure I had my take profit on. I'm pretty sure I had my take profit on Seawar hit. So I'm trying to let me go back and did it sell? Yep, it sold. It sold. What is this again? Seawar? Seawar. All right, let me buy let me buy another grand of Seawar. Give me a second, guys. Markets, 100%, buy Seawar. Nice. Boom. Just like that, I have an extra $1,000 in Seawar again. So we'll keep it running. Yeah, well, I'll keep it in Seawar for now. I don't want to take it out because there's no reason to, there's no reason to get out of a winning trade. And if Seaward does end up running to like $21, then guess what? I just made like, seven what's like I just made like 10 like 10 grand, a little bit more than 10 grand. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. But see where it's going, dude. Flare, dude, yo. Did you just give me money twice, bro? What the hell? Flare, dude, you just gave me two. Thanks, bro, man. Thank you. Um, super chats, bro, all over. Yeah, I think Shill's doing fine. Shill's doing great. Robin Hood, I think is probably gonna keep going down. Take a look at Sand. What up, dude? Damn, dude, Seawar's still running. Seawar's doing pretty good. I kind of want to look at Alien Worlds. I want to see where that one's at. Sand. Wait, we talked about Sand earlier today, right? I told you did I say get out of it or did I say that I was bearish on this? Sand. I mean, Sand's doing pretty okay. I mean, look on the daily, dude. Why would you be worried about this? It looks like, oh, but it broke trend, right? That's why, because it broke trend. Man, I'm trying to help you guys how to like forecast and everything, and you guys are making me like just do TA and shit, which is fine, but I don't know. You got for sand, dude, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till this gets broken to the high side, man. This kind of sucks on sand. Let me see. What's the Oh, wait. Ha. I was looking at the wrong sand. I was looking at the wrong one. Where's sand? That was my bad. Sand. Wait, I should already have. I should already have everything on Sand set up. I think it's on KuCoin. Sand USD, KuCoin. There we go. There we go. Sand. Oof. Never mind. Sand's going down, dude. Sand's going back down a trend. I think we talked about this earlier, right? Who asked? I mean, I think it was outrageous to ask for this, but yeah, I think, yeah, you didn't even go back to trend. You just straight on. You just stayed under resistance. Look at that. Hours bullish. 4 hour. 4 hour just turned bearish. Sorry, the hour is bearish. 4 hour. Look, 4 hour. You're gonna have a violent close on the 4 hour right here. You're gonna have a violent close on the 4 hour, dude. I would probably recommend that you get out. Yeah, dude. Sand does not look good, dude. It's gonna close a violent 4 hour in 2 hours and 52 minutes. Look at that, right? You have your bear trigger above the zero, and you have the stochastic already oversold. So I would not be surprised. I think we already talked about this in the chat, but I told you that I was bearish. Yeah, dude, I would not be surprised to see it back at trend somewhere around here, dude. To be honest. Um, so I don't want to say get out. Right? It's your money, dude. Do whatever you want. I personally would not stay in sand. I think that it can drop a lot lower. And I think I actually looked at the fibs. So what is the retracement on this? I think it's not at the 0.618 yet, right? 0.618 would be back here at $5.55. So can I change the colors on this? This feels a little too bright for me, bro. For about like that. What other colors are there? Colors of the colors of the wind. I think I can reset it, right? If I reset it, can I reset it? Template, apply defaults. There we go. Yeah, I know the defaults are like some crazy rainbow color and stuff, which is okay. But I don't like using the crazy rainbow because it's too much on my eyes, bro. No, that's way too much. Is there something darker that I can use like this? Brighter? Yeah, whatever. I don't need to do this right now. We'll leave it there for now. But yeah, I mean, I can see you at see. Look at that. Look, the 618 fib on $5.55. You're basically exactly touching the trend or the bottom portion, the top portion of the channel of where it used to be. So yeah, I don't want to say that that kind of sucks, but it kind of sucks, dude. Like it looks like you're headed back to the top part of the channel right there. I'll tell you that right now, man. That sucks. Your voice is a combination of Fergie and Jesus? Fergie? I sound like fucking Fergie? Fergie. I've never gotten that. I've never gotten anybody tell me that that I sound like Fergie and then also Jesus. I'll take that as a compliment, dude, I guess. I feel like the money will flow into new meta projects that has not gotten the attention like Mana and Sandbox yet. I mean, you're probably right. I mean, you can look at Gala, right? Gala's been getting a lot of attention. It's still, I mean, Gala's about to break a 4 hour bullish trigger. So I mean, I can definitely see it break this channel. So look what happened last time, right? Last time you actually had Gala run, you had what? You had a run from a perfect buy-in of right here, low to high of what? There? You had it run 42 cents. So, if you close another four, like all you're really doing is just you close the 4 hour back here, but you haven't really been trading down all that much. It's really been kind of sideways, right? So if you actually do the same thing, you can possibly hit what in a day in 12 hours. So as soon as a 4 hour trigger happens, 42 cents, 42.5, like right. Let me see, 42.5, like right there. I mean, if Gala hits like, I mean, Gala can possibly hit something like this if you break this downtrend currently that you're on right now, right? So I mean, that would be a pretty significant forecast, right? It's at the top of the bullish channel right here, but I mean, as soon as you're basically creating a perfect entry on the 4 hour, what happened back on November 23rd at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're creating it right here, right? That's essentially what you're creating right now. And you have, you really, Gala really wants to create a 4 hour bullish trigger and it wants to run heavy to the upside. So here's a suggestion, right? If you guys are scared that Crow is actually going to go down, if you guys, if you would, the smart thing to do ish would be to actually, once you have a 4 hour trigger on the bull side right here, you would switch your money from Crow, you would put it into Gala, you would have this possibly run to $1.08, and then you can, then when you act, then when you're when this run actually happens, then you can just put that money back. You can sell half and put the money back into Crow, right? It's just one of those things. Um, the next thing that you can possibly do to forecast is, look at the fib. Go to the top of the chart, go to the bottom, go to your bottom part, boom, right? Where's price at? You have a price of $1.08, and then the next fib would be $1.14 roughly. So you're not too far off, right? You have a general area of where Gala can really kind of lay on, right? Or where it can kind of land on. So I mean, you have a general idea of where possibly price can be in the next, as soon as that 4 hour bull trigger happens, price can possibly be around this area in the next, oh shit, control Z, there you go. In the next, 1 day and 12 hours. So maybe by Monday, Tuesday, you might be able to see a Gala at $1.08, which would be an increase of 65%, right? Whereas on Crow, you know, it's already at 74 cents. But also keep in mind that Gala, keep in mind that Gala for the day is already looking at closing a bear day. I think it's on Binance. There you go. See? It already closed. You already closed the bearish day on Gala. So there's a lot of weird things that are happening right now. There's a lot of condescending things on these charts that are happening. So you can definitely rally to the upside on Gala, but keep in mind the daily is still bearish. You officially closed the bearish day on November 27th back here, right? It's a perfect sell-off. And, technically you should be taking this a short on Gala right now if you're trading this on the daily. But then also, what has happened recently on Gala? Like, has the daily actually done anything significant? Like, has it actually sold off a lot? Not really. So, I mean, what do you decide, right? What do you do? Like, what do you do from now on? Mm. It's from the movie Step Brother. Oh, I was like, I sound like Fergie and Jesus. Dude, I was like, what are you talking about, man? Um, does Gala price depend on BTC? Everything depends on BTC. I mean, there was a little bit of a correlation of a opposing correlation where you had a lot of meta plays run to the upside and BTC was dropping. But I think when Bitcoin actually dropped about a day or so ago, you had everything dropped, right? Everything was bleeding, not just things that follow crypto. And where people generally thought, see, I would short Bitcoin right now, right? Look at the 4 hour. It's on trend. It's on the bottom portion of this trend. It's gonna drop again, and it's gonna do a violent drop. It's gonna do a violent 4 hour close on BTC right now. So I think Bitcoin's gonna go down to 53K in the next day or so. Expect Bitcoin to drop again. If Bitcoin drops like it did back here, right, like this drop right here, I definitely expect other crypto to follow its place or follow its direction. So if you want to get out of any position right now, I would highly recommend that you get out of, the positions that you would like to, like now, like right now, right? That's what my recommendation would be is if you're looking at getting out of a certain position, you should probably look into getting out of it like right now, probably. Right? Like that's probably the smart thing to do. Um, but it looks like you're gonna go down again, right? It looks like Bitcoin is gonna drop to 53K. And if Bitcoin drops to 53K, you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna have a lot of other cryptos that follow it, right? And you already have two bottoms, right? What we just talked about how to create trend, right? You have a bottom on Bitcoin right here, right? And you have another bottom on Bitcoin right there. So what do? We now officially have a brand new bearish channel, right? So you have a major bearish channel or you have a major downtrend right here, but it already broke that. It already broke that. So now you have a second bear channel on the 4 hour, right? You have this, you have this. Okay, this setup down to here, right? And that's kind of where you're at right now. If you drop down and you break this, right, you're basically on support and you're on the bottom side of the channel, of the bear channel. You're going to drop all the way down, possibly to like 50K. So keep in mind, if Bitcoin does end up dropping down here, I'll make this easier for you guys. What happened last time that Bitcoin dropped? Everything followed, even the metaverse place, right? If Bitcoin drops here and then drops again to the bottom portion of that major trend, you can expect every single crypto to follow it. I can guarantee you that. Whether they are metaverse plays, whether they are stable coins, whether they are whatever. If Bitcoin drops, every other crypto is going to drop with it. That's just how it is. How do we know if that trigger happens? Well, I mean, you look at the trigger, right? Right? There you go. It's a little bubble that gets created, right? Green bubble, red bubble, green bubble, red bubble. That's how you like determine the if it actually happens. But you only have access to that indicator if you're part of the Patreon. So unfortunately, if you're not, you don't have access to it. But uh what is it called? Yeah, but I mean, if you want access to it, you can go to you can join the Patreon, and you can watch all the videos and stuff. And I like to think they're pretty solid-ish. Um, but yeah, you only have access to that if you're part of the Patreon and stuff. Bing bong, bing bong. Mana USD. Yeah, Mana's dropping too, dude. Mana's dropping too. Would not be surprised if Mana's back to $4.18. But again, I mean, probably everything's dropping, right? Because Anchor, no, Anchor's up right now. Anchor's up right now, still at 17, which is fantastic. Where's Seawar at? Where's Seawar at? Seawar's still up there. Seawar is at $4.30. Seawar's still going. What about Shill? Shill is down. No, I jumped up a little bit. What else am I in? Shill. I'm on money. Well, money is Monster. I'm still in Monster Infinite. Monster's about to break trend. Fuck. Should probably sell out of Monster, to be honest. I should probably take my Monster profits out and run. I'm probably gonna sell out of Monster sometime today. I'm gonna wait for that hour trigger. Maybe it runs up to like $2.20, and then I'm gonna sell out of Monster. I think it's gonna keep dropping. Alice, where's Alice? Alice is in. Alice broke trend. Oh wait, never mind. It should still be in bullish trend, right? It should still be Alice. Yeah, it broke minor trend, right? Because you're in a bullish channel. So technically major trend is right here, but you had a minor trend right here and it broke it. So it's either gonna go down to probably gonna go down to something like right here, like $16.59, 60 cents. Alice is probably gonna drop somewhere right here. I can probably see that pretty easily. Um, what else? So we already talked about forecasting. We already talked about support and resistance using the Fibonacci, using the trends, trending fibs, using support and resistance on the stochastic. That's what we needed to talk about. Um, support and resistance on the Stoke is the same thing as using support and resistance on here, right? Um, Let me see if I can find a good example. I usually like using XRP because it's pretty good at price action. What about Roblox? We'll do Roblox. Roblox. Oh, nice. Roblox hit the breakout strategy. Move drawings. Major gap right here though. So Roblox. Let me see if I can find good trend. Right. So look, it's generally just regular market structure, right? So I mean, you have right support and resistance, generally market structure. So you have this, right? You have market structure right here, right? It breaks the stochastic breaks, so now you have like a nice run to the upside. You have see if I can explain. You know what? I think I might have to do a completely different video on the stochastic support and resistance because this is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more in depth, but generally it's kind of the same thing where if you're using support and resistance on here, you can do the exact same thing on the stochastic because right, you have right there, see, right, you have resistance right here on the stochastic, and then bounces up, right, and then you have the same sort of resistance here again. So I mean, it's the same thing really. It's you're just using what I taught you guys for support and resistance, on Roblox, like on the price channel, on the actual graph, and using it like right here on the stochastic. So I don't think I have enough time to actually go over this. Um, I think I might need another video for that. But I'll look into. I got like I'm gonna stay on for like 10 more minutes. If you guys have anything else that you guys want me to look at, I'll definitely look into it right now before I log off and end the live. But if you guys and end the live, sorry. But if you guys want me to use, or if you guys want me to what is it called? If you guys want me to look at some TA for something, definitely let me know. Alien Worlds, damn, Alien Worlds dropped a lot. It's probably gonna break this micro trend. That kind of sucks. I really wanted to get into Alien Worlds, but it broke it, right? But it actually ended up creating a bear candle on the right side. So if this would have been a if this would have been a bullish candle, then that would have been great. Or if this candle would have actually been a bullish candle to the upside, then you would have seen a continuation. But it broke it, bear candle, came back down, and then you came back down, retested, and then you saw that drop. So yeah, I can definitely see Alien Worlds keep dropping down to like, 23 cents or whatever. That kind of sucks. Let me see. That's interesting. I never thought about SNR on the Stoke. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, you can use the support and resistance. I think a lot of people see I think a lot of people don't really know how to use indicators, or they don't know how to use specific indicators. So when somebody tells you that, like for example, I always tell people, people always assume that the RSI or the stochastic or whatever, when it says overbought or oversold, they're like, oh, this is oversold. I can definitely put in an order right now. That's not how that works, right? People don't understand that oversold or overbought does not mean what they think it means. And I feel, and everybody has this really bad perception. And I taught everybody in the Patreon, right? I'm like, yo, this is not what that means, right? Overbought and oversold does not mean that you're gonna have a perfect entry because it's oversold and you got to buy in right now. That's not what it means. It means that there's a lot of bear pressure. If it's oversold, it means that there's a lot of selling pressure. If it's overbought, it means that there's an excessive amount of buying pressure. And, when there's an excessive amount of buying pressure, you do not want to be selling, right? If there's an excessive amount of bear pressure, you do not want to be buying because you're basically putting yourself in front of a moving train, and you shouldn't be doing that. Um, so, I already that's what I consider, violent closes, like a violent bull close or a violent bear close. If you're part of the Patreon, you guys have already seen this play out extremely well. You know, the violent closes play out extremely well, especially on crypto. It plays out really well on very volatile stocks like Tesla or Neo or PLTR or whatever. But these violent closes, like I said, overbought and oversold does not mean what you think it does. And you can, like I said, you can use support and resistance on the stochastic, which is extremely helpful. But it's more of like an advanced thing that you can do when trading, and it's just you can do it the same way that you do with the regular price chart. um Have I done Sheeb? I haven't seen Shiba in a while. I sold all of my Shiba for Crow, and I made a pretty good chunk of money. I should have sold out. I should have sold out of Shiba earlier though. Shiba's gonna keep dropping. I mean, if I think that Bitcoin is gonna drop, Shiba's gonna keep running down. Poor Sheep though, man. Poor Sheep's been suffering for a while. Sheep's gonna keep dropping, unfortunately. Yeah, I think Shiba's gonna go down to 26 microcents. I don't really have to do too much TA on Shiba. Unfortunately, I do think that Shiba's gonna keep dropping. Gala, Gala is. I think if you're scared of being in Crow right now, I think if you're scared of being in 73, oof, yeah, Crow's definitely dropping a little bit. I think if you're scared of being in Crow dropping all the way back down to here, or possibly dropping to the bottom of this range at like 64 cents, I think a really good thing to do right now would be, switching everything into Gala, maybe. I don't think I'm gonna switch anything. If anything, um, dependent on where price is, if you actually see Crow, right? Sorry, not Crow, Gala. If Gala actually ends up breaking this channel like this and then coming back down here, I will 100%, not sell all of my Crow, but I'll sell like 50% of my Crow, throw it into Gala because there's a really strong chance that it'll run to like 80 cents. So here to here, that's a pretty nice 10-20% gain. And then I would more than likely just buy Crow back, just buy Crow back at probably cheaper price. Um, but yeah, ideally, but look at the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour already looks like it wants to drop also. So everything's kind of weird right now. I wouldn't say that something's gonna go up. I wouldn't say that something's gonna go down. It's just everything's just kind of up in the air. All TA looks super weird right now. Didn't Amazon drop a crap ton? I actually thought Amazon was gonna recover. AMZN. How long have I been live for? 126? I got like 5 more minutes. Yeah, see, look, I would have been stopped out. I actually thought Amazon was going to be a pretty good buy right here, but it ended up selling off pretty well. Look at that. It went from 36.27 to 35. So it dropped $100 in the span of what, 4 hours? Yeah, so it dropped right here. I would have been stopped out easily right here. I think it's going to keep going down. I think you're going to see Amazon possibly back at like three 3,450, like 3,450, $3,450. You'll probably see it back here Monday or Tuesday, especially if news gets worse um about the whole COVID variant and stuff. It's probably gonna get worse. Does anybody else get warm and fuzzy inside when Tony goes live? I mean, I would hope that I would give you guys very nice and warm feelings in your insides. Take that as you may. Li Li, what is Li doing right now? Li is I mean, it's a good chart. I would probably be buying right now. I'd say next stop for Li is gonna be like $39. I mean, just looking at the naked chart, I'd say I'm pretty bullish on Li right now. Seems like an easy call to the upside. I mean, you did create a low here. What does the daily look like? Daily looks like it's probably gonna go down. So maybe something like this, something like that. Maybe you retest trend and then you go back up here somewhere. I don't know, something like that. That's what it kind of looks like, I think. So I mean, I would say long term, I would definitely be looking at LI for for movement to the high side. Um, let me see. And then you also have this, I don't even know what this is called, but like an ascending. ascending triangle, whatever this BS pattern is called. I don't know. I don't really trade patterns, candle patterns all that much, but you have this right here, right? So we'll change this to white for you guys to understand. So we'll do the two, make it clear, boom, white, right? So you have this kind of ascending channel right here. If it breaks to the high side, then you're more than likely going to go all the way to like, 39 bucks and then previous highs of 47. Uh you really only have like two spots that it can go to. Somewhere here, and then you also have previous resistance at like all-time highs right there. So there's really only 2 points of resistance. I would probably take this trade all day, honestly. Like it seems like the R&R is really good, or the risk to reward, right? It seems like the risk to reward here is pretty solid, right? So you can either one or two things. If you break to the upside, you know, you're going here, and if this breaks, then you're going to 47 bucks. But I don't think there's too much of a gain here, right? I'd say from here to here, you would gain, 46%. That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. 47, 46% from where you are now. But I can guarantee you, if you wait to take it on trend, possibly, you'll probably make more. You'll make a 60% gain. So if you wait to take the trade, if it comes back to trend, you buy it here, you're looking at a 61% gain as opposed to only 46, I think. So I would probably wait, honestly. I'd probably wait to see if you actually like LI. I'd wait till it goes back to maybe like 30 bucks, buy it, and then your first selling point would be $47.70, more than likely. Or what was the high? Yeah, 47.70. The high was 47.70. I'd say that would be your first initial like take profit and stuff, probably. I mean, you can probably use the fibs to kind of determine, what it is. So like this. Actually, I'd probably use this one. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's basically perfect, right? See? You'd have the 1.618 fib at $47.37. I mean, come on. That's perfect right there. So, yeah, I'd say if you have like $100, buy 50 bucks right now. If it comes back down to $30, buy 50 bucks, and then you basically sell out of everything, or sell out of a majority of it at 47.70. Seems like a pretty easy swing right there. There's a lot of momentum to the upside, so I'd say LI has a pretty good chance of running up there. Thoughts on staking Crow for 180 days or sub before Xmas? I mean I don't really I don't I'm gonna probably start staking Crow pretty soon. Um, I think staking is amazing and a really good, a big part of crypto. Um, but I wouldn't, if you're gonna be holding long term, like I don't care about the price of Crow. I think Crow should be valued at like $100 billion. So I don't really care if Crow is at 30 is I don't care if Crow is at 30 cents tomorrow, or if Crow is at a dollar something tomorrow, right? I think that for me personally, I would more than likely just, I would stake it and then just kind of leave it there, because I don't really care where the price goes, because I'm bullish on Crow 100%. How does one stake? You stake Crow by going on crypto.com, create an account, send all of your Crow to your Crow wallet on crypto.com, and you basically, it's I think it's either automatically staked as soon as it's in there, or you have to get a card, like a crypto.com card, to like stake it or whatever. Something like that. I don't know. I don't even know how to stake all like thoroughly that much, but I have to learn. And after I learn, then I'll probably, you know, I'll probably let you guys know and stuff. But how's Nike doing for you? I'm actually not a Nike. I didn't play Nike. I've been too focused on crypto recently, and I haven't really. Well, I mean, I'm in LCID, so I'm in Lucid. I think I bought last week at like 45 bucks, and I sold some calls that are expiring next week, and I picked up like a grand or two. So as long as Lucid doesn't go over $53 by next week, I'm basically, I get all my shares back, and I'm just gonna sell another. I'm gonna sell more calls for the next 2 weeks or so. So I'm not really. I'm being more passive. on stocks. I'm what I'm really doing is I'm doing the wheel. So I'm basically buying and then selling calls, and then if I get selling calls until I get my shares called away, and then selling puts probably to just keep the cycle going. So look at Timeless Watch. He's saying that he knows how to do it and hit him up if you need help staking Crow. So everybody, you're gonna have like 30 people asking you for stuff, dude. Maybe including myself too. Um, but yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end the live. I think we went over everything pretty thoroughly. If you're part of the Patreon, I'll definitely add it in there, as for everybody to like rewatch and stuff. But that's essentially how I forecast. That's how I use the trending fibs. That's how you set up your trend lines, in a sort of pretty good, accurate way. Um, so I hope that was really good. I hope that helped out everybody. Yeah, again, I'm not the best teacher, so if I did do something wrong or if you did not learn as much as you could have, please let me know, and I will do my best to teach you guys better on the next video. Um, so thank you to everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a great Saturday. Have a great the rest of your day. I will try to go live again tomorrow. I went live on Thursday. I went live yesterday. No, wait, I went live yesterday and then I went live today. I'm gonna try to go live again tomorrow, maybe if I have time. And if I have time, I'll definitely set it up on the Patreon. I'll let all my Patreon members know when I'm gonna be going live. And also, just if I end up showing up on your like feeds, then fantastic. Um, but again, thank you to everybody that joined the live. Thank you to Danny and to Flair and everybody else that gave me a super chat, dude. Always appreciate all the love, man. So if you guys do end up joining the Patreon, join the Telegram, man. And TMC, T Mac also, I think T Mac also gave me a super chat, bro. Thanks for the comment. I almost forgot about you, bro. Um, to T Mac, big shout out to T Mac 12. Um, but yeah, if you guys do end up joining the Patreon, join the Telegram, man. It's a lot of fun, bro. I love talking to you guys on the Telegram, man. Honestly, it's preventing me from posting stuff a little bit, but I think I'm putting in a lot of time on the Telegram chat just because it's a lot faster, a lot quicker. But there's a lot of golden nuggets in there, man. There's a lot of golden nuggets in the Telegram too. So definitely recommend if you guys would like to join Patreon. I'm not saying you have to, but if you do, I will post again probably later today, a link to the Telegram if there are any new members. But yeah, dude, I mean, thank you to everybody. Like always, have a great day. Telegram super fun, Patreon super fun. Everybody hopefully is still making like a lot of money, and everybody is like learning everything. So that's pretty good. I've gotten a lot of people that love using the reverse MACD, and they're saying that they're just using the violent closes is like they're getting really good movement on those. So super happy with that. Super happy with everybody's results. And again, I'm just here to teach you guys. I don't want to be in charge of anybody's money. I don't care about anybody's money. I care about my money. That's why I want you guys to learn how to trade. Don't use me as a signal. If you guys rely on me, then, there's no way for you guys to make money long term, right? The point is that you guys can go out into the world and you guys can make your own money. You guys don't have to you guys don't have to depend on anybody. That's the point, right? The point is to not have to depend on anybody. The point is to be able to depend on yourself to make money or to do whatever you want and to use yourself as a resource, right? That's what all these videos are for, right? And I would have never made this, right? I wouldn't have never made this unless people told me like, yo, dude, you gotta start a YouTube and everything. I didn't even think that I was gonna be a creator like this like a year later and stuff. But it's super, it's been fun, man. It's been really fun. Um, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. I know I kind of rambled on a little bit at the end there, but have a great weekend, guys. I will see you guys on the next live video. We'll try to go live tomorrow, and have a good night, everyone. Thanks again for coming on the chat. Bye bye.